seen too many real ones fall. Yeah. So I'm asking God just one question: they're heaven for a real one? For a nigga who been sinning just to feel something. I've been fighting all these demons, but they still come. Tryna find a little piece before I kill one. They're heaven for a real one. Tell me, Lord, cause I done lost too many, I can't hear none. Mama told me, baby boy, you still young. Yo, this pain got me feeling like I'm still numb. Oh yeah. I've been riding through the city with my eyes low, tryna dodge karma, tryna find hope. They don't see the pain, they just see the post. But behind the smile, I've been losing foes. Pouring liquor for my niggas that's gone. Every name tight, they feel like breaks on my soul. They say keep faith, but I'm stuck in my zone. Praying to a God that I barely know. These streets don't love nobody. Nobody, no. You either break or bleed. Break or bleed. I've been somewhere in between, baby. Yeah. Is there heaven for a real one? For a nigga who been sinning just to feel something. I've been fighting all these demons, but they still come. Tryna find a little piece before I kill one. Is there heaven for a real one? Tell me, yeah. Cause I done lost so many, I can't hear none. Mama told me, baby boy, you still young. But this pain got me feeling like I'm still numb. Ooh.
I've been praying for some peace, but my mind's still running. Demons in the dark, yeah, they all keep coming. It's all fake love, man, it don't mean nothing. I carry all this weight, they wanna see me fumble. You know they all hate it when you sitting on top. They'll throw you off the roof just to get that spot. They'll rob with you, steal with you, kill with you, then throw you under that bus when the shit get hot. Make me wanna hit another time zone. Got a couple screws left, but my mind gone. They'll stab you in the back with the same hand that he used to dap you up with, leave your mind blown. Lately I've been sinning just to feel some. All the pain I done felt, now I feel numb. I'm just trying to get away before I kill some. I wanna know if there's a heaven for a real one. Real one, real one.
They're heaven for a real one. For a nigga who been sinning just to feel something. I've been fighting all these demons, but they still come. Tryna find a little piece before I kill one. They're heaven for a real one. Tell me, yeah. Cause I done lost so many, I can't heal none. Mama told me, baby boy, you still young. But this pain got me feeling like I'm still numb. Tell me, Lord, if I die tonight, would you let me in or make me pay the price? Yeah. Cause I done sinned just to stay alive, oh. But my heart's still pure, just God inside, Is there heaven for a real one? For a nigga who been sinning just to feel something. I've been fighting all these demons, but they still come. Is there heaven for a real one? Yeah. Is there heaven for me? Yeah.
Ain't want me then, now they show love.
And she want me to hit it from the back. Know I'm on the way with that thing on my lap. Your man come home, I'ma knock him off the map. Better be cool, cause I'm down to catch a hat. Got the cup feel, so you know it's going down. Riding down the E-way, seat on recline. She texts where you at, girl, you know I'm a rhyme. I ain't sharing no low, keep it on my mind. Gotta creep slow when you're beating down the road. Tall, light skin, skinny, tatted with the gold. She tryna get close, said she knew me from before. Every girl want the king, but you already know.
Back then they ain't want me, I was riding solo slow. Now they tryna pull up, said they knew me from the flow. Back then they ain't want me, I was riding solo slow. Back then they ain't want me, I was riding solo slow. Now they tryna pull up, said they knew me from before. I was steady grinding, trunk beating down the road. Back then they ain't want me, now they love the way I glow. Back then they ain't want me, I was riding solo slow. Now they tryna pull up, say they knew me from before.
I was putting that drink in my cup, in the cut like, man, hold up. I was sitting back smoking in my truck. She was ready soon as I pulled up. was riding through the city real slow. Had to turn the music down real low. I was strapped cause you know my city crazy. I'm on point even though your boy faded.
I'm slipping through the side door after midnight. Phone on D&D, I don't wanna hear the fight. Say I'm stuck in traffic, that's a flat light. I'm in a sheet trying to numb what I can't fight. I know I'm wrong, yeah, I know I'm dead wrong, but the nights feel long, yeah. When you're not home, heart so cold, but the urge stays strong. I love you, yeah, but I've been gone, damn.
Now I gotta choose and you know how I do it. Bring some friends you cool with, then I want you to strip. Ride me like a new whip, baby get your ride on. Gave her that G, now she blowing up my phone. Plus she a baddie, but she always capped though. Caption in the picture say them J's, but them Shacks though. Got me off track though, damn her body crazy. Thicker than some cold grits, born in the 80s. I'ma play some Kelly, tell me if you ready. I'ma give you long strokes, hold that thing steady. I'ma play some Jodeci, you can't take control of me. You was texting trolling me, now you can't say no to me. When I'm inside you, flowing like it's poetry. Knocking on the door, I know you know it's me.
I'm slipping through the side door after midnight. Phone on D&D, can't kill the headlights. Say I'm stuck in traffic, that's a flat light. I'm in her bed fighting demons inside. I know I'm wrong, but it feels too right. Every time I swear I'm done, I double back twice. Heart on freeze, but the lust still alive. I love you, but I'm cheating every damn night. Fuck, don't ask me, I'm frail. Clip delivery, reactive ad-lib after keywords. I jump every time my phone light up, thinking it's you, whole time is her. I don't even know who I really love. I just know I hate who I'm becoming, bruh. Two lives, one soul, that shit cracking. Smiles in public, sins in private. If karma real, I know she tracking. I'm just waiting on the moment it happened. It's coming. Honest, me nothing. Emotional, almost crying. What if you find out? What if you walk out? What if I lose it all? Cause I couldn't put the lust down. I'm scared. Vulnerable, softer than her. Says vulnerable, raw. Last lines only. Slipping through the soft midnight. Says vulnerable, raw. Last line. I'm slipping through the side door after midnight. Same light, same drive, same red light. I say I'll change, but I don't try. And that's the worst part, right? Unemotional, vulnerable, softer than holy.
Hey, know I'm tone bite, know I'm tone bite, know I'm tone bite. Y'all can hear me, right? We back, Ratchet Gang. We back with another one. We back with another banger. Let's get the likes up. Look, you might have forgot. Hell, they might have forgot. But you already know it's the king. Too loyal, know I'm tone bite. RatchetTV. Hey, y'all already know, man. Y'all already know. Get the likes up if we in the building, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, tap that notification bell, so you can get the drop whenever I drop. So boom, man. We got to talk Ratchet Gang. We got to chop it up. Look, right about now, we gotta chop it up about this Mo3 case, man. There's been a lot going on, gang. Salute. What we doing? How we doing tonight, y'all? We back. I told y'all we was gonna cut them cameras back on this week. I told y'all when I come back live this week, we cutting the cameras on.
trying to see if my it's this, bro. Alright, I think I need to let me see if I could pull that. Alright, there we go. We should be alright like that, maybe. I'm gonna test that out. Let me see if they make it look a little better. I've been trying to get this lighting straight on this month. I ain't been on here, so just give me a second, y'all. Let me see if that was better or worse. Is my video clear? Let me know in the chat. Is my video clear? If it's clear, let me know in the chat, man. Let's keep it a big buck. Allegedly. And everything I say is alleged. And it's all under the Fair Use Act. And you can see the Fair Use disclaimer in the description of this video and in the description of all my videos. This is just for entertainment and educational purposes only. This is just to educate my people on what we've been covering over here. Like I said, it's all under the Fair Use Act. And you can see the Fair Use disclaimer in the description of this video. And everything I say is alleged. Allegedly. Hold on, y'all. That's what's wrong. That was what's wrong. I didn't have my speaker in the right spot. That might be, let me see if that's going to be better. Maybe to make it look like dull. Yeah, I just fucked it up. I think I need to keep it up here. Yeah, I'm going to just keep it up here for now. I'll figure it out on another episode. But for now, I just keep it in front of me. All right, anyway. All right, it's all good. We'll figure it out. I ain't been on live in a minute on my camera, so y'all got to bear with me. I'm still getting used to... Anyway, it is what it is. All right, so let's chop it up, gang. We ain't been live in a little bit. We really haven't been doing. I don't even really think that when I drop this Mo3 shit, to me it don't even really be content because I already know what the fuck going on in this case. This case, I could do this case with my damn eyes closed. Let's keep it a buck. I could do this case with my damn eyes closed. Hold on, go back there. Let's go over here. And let me dull it a little bit. There we go. That's a lot better. Okay, that's a lot better. Okay. There we go. Okay, I think we look clear now. Now I think we look clear. Okay. So I was like, damn, something just wasn't looking right. It was because I had this. I remember I used to have this light on a different way, so I had to switch this light over here. Okay, my bad. It's been a while, y'all. Salute to V Will for that $10. I appreciate you. Salute. As y'all see, the live look different tonight. So if you're new to the channel, you probably don't even know this really how I be going live. I just had some puppies recently, and look, bro, I just been walking around looking like whatever for the past month, man. I've been trying to find myself. Look, I've been going through it, y'all. Pray for your boy Ratchet, man. Pray for your boy. Definitely, I've been going through it for the past month. But all in all, I got to get back to work. I got to get back on all my shit that I be doing. You know what I'm saying? With or without the puppies, I still got to grind, man. You know what I'm saying? And I got to do more with them too as well. So we got a lot going on right now, man. My world is a very busy world. But salute to everybody for pulling up, popping out. I know y'all going to show up and show out. We've had a great month already, and it's only been like 2 episodes into the month, maybe like 1, I don't know. We had a great month last month. We have been cooking. I mean, we have been cooking over here in this damn Mo3 case. Salute to everybody in the building. What's going on tonight, y'all? How we feeling? Have we learned anything since I got off? Have we learned anything since I last was on this motherfucker? Now, let me send a message out to some people real quick. Before we get to the content, should we address BS or should we just get straight to the content and say F the BS? Should we just get straight to the content and say F the BS or should we pop out and address some BS? You know, I'm always down to address some BS if Ratchet Gang is with it. Salute to Demon Time DJ. Salute, gang. I appreciate that 10-piece McNugget, man. Salute to you. Salute. Demon Time DJ in the building. All right. They say F the BS. They want to get into the BS. They say let's pop out. They say speak your mind, king. All right, so hold on. Let's do a poll. Let's do a poll. How should we start? Address the BS content. How y'all want to start the show? Y'all want to just get to some BS, or do y'all want to just get straight to the damn content? How we doing tonight, man? How should we start this damn live? Y'all tell me how we want to start this live. It's up to Ratchet Gang. It's all up to y'all, man. But I ain't addressing nothing until we double tap that screen. We should be at least 400 likes by now. I need 70 people to double tap that screen. I need 70 of y'all to go ahead and double tap that screen. Is my audio good? Let me make sure my audio good. Okay, my audio crispy. You know what I'm saying? When you got a microphone like that, it's got to be crispy, right? It's got to be. All right. So I'm going to give y'all a couple minutes to decide on how y'all want to start, but it's looking like everybody said they want to address the BS. All right. And we'll get to that whenever we get to it. We about to start this content. Well, we about to start the show. Excuse me. We don't know if we starting the content or the BS, but it's looking like we finna start this BS in just a minute. I'm gonna give y'all like 2 minutes, minute and 30 seconds, and we finna get to it. All right. So there has been a couple of things that's been going on the scenes, behind the scenes, all around the scenes in the Mo3 case. So let me see. This just came in to me a minute ago. This is a long message. So before let me read this, because I don't even know what the hell's going on. I forgot I had some information I found. I've just been really busy and hadn't had the chance to summarize it. I was looking into Devin Brown old charges that are still open. In 2019, Devin was, In 2019, Devin was already under police surveillance. Duncanville Narcotics Unit was getting multiple complaints over a period of time about drug sales occurring at an apartment. Police did multiple surveillance on the location during the investigation. They were able to get information to obtain a search warrant for the location. On that day, they observed multiple men arriving in a white 2019 Camaro and entering the residence with Devin. The task force searched the place and they found drugs, prescription meds, weapons, cash, and other illegal items. They recovered Devin's driver's license, the title to a car owned, a black 2014 Dodge Challenger, and a silver 2005 BMW. What, I feel like I've seen that 2005 BMW before. What do I feel like I've seen a silver BMW? That rings a bell. We'll get back to that. Hey, chat, where the fuck did we see a silver BMW at? Salute to Tag Special for the Laughing Disco. I appreciate that. Salute. What do I feel like we've seen that before? Am I tripping? They said on that highway. There you go, Tank. It said in the Laugh Now video. Huh. They said on the E-way next to 3. Interesting. Mo3 highway footage. So there was a silver BMW. So remember I told y'all, so that would make my theory true, that Devin was on that freeway. That Devin, that's why they got Devin and said that Devin was also driving on a similar path as Keywan White. So Devin, interesting. Okay, so we gonna get back to that. Okay. They said that was on Mo3 highway footage. We gonna get back into that. Okay, so there's another theory that has been, what I'm gonna do tonight, nobody has done. You see, I don't have this light on. Hold on, one of my lights ain't on. Give me a second, y'all. Oh, there it go. I'm all over the damn place. I'm like, damn, bro, I'm not prepared for this live. All right. Let me move this light over here. Okay, I knew something was off. I knew something was off with my background, man. It's just something that's been off. All right. We should be good, though. We should be good. There's been something I've been trying to piece this together. So this has been a few days that I've been trying to go back and piece a few key pieces of information together. I've been trying to put together this information. So I want to ask y'all a question, because I gave y'all Jerry Johnson in 2021, right? So we do realize, does anybody know exactly what Does anybody know exactly what Jerry Johnson is charged with? Drop the charge in the chat. Somebody who knows this case, drop what is Jerry Johnson, what is he charged with? What is he charged with? Oh man, somebody already trolling in the chat, boy. Y'all just can't help yourselves, can you? My mods just gonna block y'all, bro. Just be cool in the chat. We ain't even started the show yet, bro. What is the poll say? 76% of the room saying address the BS. Okay, before I address the BS, I want to point something out to y'all, and we're gonna get back to this. Okay, what is Jerry Johnson charged with, everybody? Somebody in the chat. What is Jerry Johnson charged with? Appreciate the content. Salute. Come on, y'all. Wake up. Wake up. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. What is Jerry Johnson charged with, y'all? Maybe my chat ain't caught up yet. Let me see. Let me just wait a second because it might be slightly a bit behind. It said guns. It said murder with remuneration. Murder, money. So y'all really don't understand this case then. They said, was it guns and drugs? No, we're not talking about his Fed case. We're not talking about Jerry Johnson. Jerry Johnson is already about to get sentenced for his federal charges. We're not talking about the GRC RICO. Jerry Johnson is charged in the Mo3 case allegedly. Allegedly. Keep that in mind. I'm saying allegedly he's charged. And I'm going to give y'all the reason why I'm saying allegedly, because there's something that people just have not put together about Jerry Johnson yet. And I could see nobody knows in this case who Jerry Johnson is. Everybody found out who Jerry Johnson was because Ratchet exposed it in 2021 about some shit, but nobody really ever looked into Jerry. The only person that's ever jumped on the internet and broke down every single charge Jerry Johnson has ever got has been RatchetTV. The only person that's dropped you all of his paperwork has been RatchetTV. I've showed y'all exactly who Jerry is, but still nobody understands and nobody sees who Jerry Johnson truly is when it comes to Mo3. So nobody in here really even understands, well, not nobody. A lot of people don't even know what Jerry Johnson is charged with. Let's start right there. Jerry Johnson is allegedly charged with the same thing Keywan White and Yella Beezy are charged with. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong about this. I don't think Devin Brown is charged with the remuneration. I don't think so. I don't think Devin Brown is charged with the for hire part. If I'm not mistaken, Jerry is only charged for the Erder. I mean, Devin. Man, I'm getting the name. If I'm not mistaken, Devin is only charged for Erder. I think Jerry, Keywan, and Yella, I know they're all charged with the exact same thing, but I'm going to put the allegedly on Jerry Johnson's name, and I'm going to get to that because I have seen a lot of people not bring what I'm going to bring up tonight. Matter of fact, nobody's brought up what I'm going to bring up tonight. So I want to address something real quick. We got to chop it up, gang. This is a serious live. I'm about to go as deep as anybody has ever went in the Mo3 case. This is the part where I'm about to expose the police. Now here comes the content, but you said you want to start with the BS, so we're going to have to wait for me to expose everything. So everybody chose for me to address the BS, so we're going to get to the BS first. Keep in mind, I'm going to point out something very serious about Jerry Johnson. Keep that on your mind, so whenever I say, hey, chat, what was I going to talk about? I want everybody to go ahead and say, you were about to expose who Jerry Johnson truly is in the Mo3 case. So we're going to get back to Jerry Johnson because I want to paint a picture for y'all tonight about Jerry. Tonight's live, if you've seen the thumbnail has Mo3, Yella Beezy, and Jerry Johnson, who are the three main characters in this case. I know you think Keywan White. Look, Keywan White is just the crash dummy who's going down for the shit. That's it. Nothing else. Keywan is not an important piece in this case. Listen to me when I tell y'all this, and we all gonna come back, and I'm gonna say, didn't I tell y'all so? I'm gonna get an I told you so moment again. Listen to this when I tell y'all. Keywan White is cooked. It's gonna get very, very interesting when it comes to Yella and when it comes to Jerry. all about Mo3. That's going to be the juicy part. Keywan is going to get walked down. You see how they ran Mo3 down? They going to walk Keywan down. They going to get justice for Mo3 in orderly fashion. You see how y'all did Mo3 on the freeway? They going to do Keywan and them boys like that in the courtroom, except it's going to get ugly for Keywan. Keywan is the crash out who did jump out of that Camaro. Don't let nobody tell y'all different. I've been wrong about it. You've been wrong about it. We've all been all over the place in the Mo3 case, but I'm telling you in 2026, where I stand in front of you right now, I'm telling you beyond, there's no doubt in my mind that Keywan White jumped out that car and he was the one shooting at Mo3. Now, I keep saying he shot at Mo3. I'm telling you, there was a second shooter on that freeway. And the second shooter was Jerry Johnson. That's the only, once I show y'all this tonight and I go down through here and expose it to you, there is no other theory. Either Jerry Johnson is a shooter or they're made up charges. And I know you're like, what the fuck? What do you mean? Has anybody on any news station, has any credible source ever said Jerry Johnson was charged for the, just listen to what I'm finna ask y'all. Listen clearly. Has any, and I know you're going to say it's in Dallas County. Cool. I understand that. When Yellow Beezy did it, it was a big ordeal. It was everywhere. So that's verified through everybody. Yellow Beezy shit is verified through everybody. Jerry Johnson shit is verified on YouTube. So I'm going to ask y'all this question before I get started on the BS. Has any credible source ever told you Jerry Johnson was charged for Mo3's murder? I know you're like, Ratchet, you're credible. Look, I know he's charged with it. I know what I'm looking at. But when I say a credible source, I'm talking about, has anyone with like the major platforms, not YouTube people who you think are credible, because, hey, look, we get the news how we get it. You know what I'm saying? Especially me. I got the news straight from the courts. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Nobody said nothing about this. It just appeared one day in the Mo3 files. It just appeared. Nobody ever said a fucking word about it. We all had to find out, like, whoa, what is this? Somebody else is indicted. Why they didn't put this on the news? So think about it. Nobody has ever told you Jerry Johnson was charged. Other than you looking at it yourself and other than seeing it on YouTube, you haven't heard nobody speak Jerry Johnson's name ever. And there's a reason for that. And we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that later. But let's address this BS, right? So, you know, I've been having my eyes and ears all over the damn place. Quiet as kept, I'm everywhere. We got $30 on the stream, and we got 436 likes with 1,200 people in here. That's not going to cut it. We need at least 164 likes. We need 164 likes. I needed to get to 600 likes because there's 1,200 people in here. I know half of y'all don't like me, so I need 600 likes out of the 1,200 people that's in here. Let's keep this a big buck. Double tap that screen. All you got to do is double tap that screen, and we're going to get started. So, Keywan White finally came out of hiding. After a week, Keywan White finally came out of hiding. And to be real, I didn't even pay attention to it. I'm over it. I got nothing else for Keywan other than people, and I've been seeing people trolling my comment section like, oh, Ratchet, I thought that you was going to do a series on Keywan. I thought you was going, so it's only one episode into the series, you done? I thought you had more. Fam, y'all could never make me show my hand. You can never make me expose my next move. Look, in due time, everything is going to be exposed. I'm telling you. Look, Keywan, that dude is light work. He is the least. Listen to me when I'm telling y'all this. Keywan is the least of my fucking concerns. Bro, you could speak until you're gray in the face. I don't give a fuck. You're going to jail for the rest of your life. And a lot of my information and a lot of the people that would sit next to you are going to be the fucking reason. No player. You fucking crackhead. You basehead. You junkie. Look, bro. And I really wanted to go in on you and Blowfish, but y'all are not worth, y'all ain't worth my fucking time. Because this ain't 2021 where we're going tit for tat, video for video. Look, I've exposed everything I needed to expose, and in due time, one day your life will be on the big screen, okay? I'm not addressing no woman that's built like a tater tot in a dress. I just can't do it. There's no way that I'm going to go at it video for video with someone built like a potato. I can't do it. When you look like a tater tot, a chicken nugget in a dress, I'm not going back and forth with you at that point. I can't do it. I can't win with someone that's built like a McNugget. They be dropping McNuggets in the chat and you built like one. I can't do it. I'm not doing it. I'm not going back and forth with a pill popping animal. Y'all be out here pills and potions, pills and automobiles. Y'all junkies. All of y'all junkied out. Keep it a big buck. Y'all junkied out. I just can't do it. You build like a corn nut. I can't do it. I'm not finna argue with someone that's built like a corn nut. I just can't do it. You can't win with those type of people. When I seen you in a saggy dress, I knew you had nothing to lose at that point. I'm good. Look, I don't want no smoke. At that point, I know you ain't got when I see you look like that in public and turn your camera on, I can't do it. At that point, my hands is in the air like, hey, look, if you comfortable enough looking like that on camera, I don't want no problems with you. You ain't got shit to lose out here. I knew it was something wrong. When I seen that look like rainwater in a dress, I knew it. Right then and there, I fucking knew it. Sean G, let me talk to your big sorry ass. Let me address your big sorry ass real quick. Yeah, I know you seen that picture we just Saucy G. Look, Saucy Shauna. Saucy Shantae. Let me talk to you real quick. You got court coming up here real soon. I might show up at your court date just to, you know what I'm saying, just to see what's going on. I might just show up at the court date. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about showing up to the court date. We want to see you in a suit. We want to see you in that, what is that, the big and tall? you know you had to grab that motherfucker at the big and tall shop. We want to see you in a suit, Sean G. I want to see how you clean up in that suit. He ain't been back on since Mink took him in that squatting house. How do you move into a house that you squatting in? Like, I just want to, Sean G, let me talk to you, bro. You 40-something years old and you still ain't got shit figured out, bro. That's why nobody in your fam fucks with you. You ain't never heard Sean G mention nobody. He don't got no friends. He ain't got no family. That's because he's a loser. The dude, everybody's over this dude. Don't nobody else want to talk to Sean G. They're over Sean G. Nobody else even brings him up. None of his family fucks with him because he's a loser. Allegedly. That dude is a loser. Yeah, they're squatting. That's a squatting house. I can't wait till them people put you up out there, motherfucker. I can't fucking wait. Just keep it a buck. So Keywan, I'm not going back and forth with you. You can think this is gonna be a RatchetTV versus Keywan thing. I heard you try to diss me in a song, bro. You can't rap, bro. Like, you, Keywan. Bro, I'm not gonna go verse for verse with you, bro. You let me be the one to tell you, you suck. Like, you're trash. Your boy Lawton, big sorry ass, is trash. You trash. Devin Brown trash. Yellow Beezy trash. The whole GRC, Jose, none of y'all can rap. Look, I could drop one verse and I could pay y'all $10,000 a piece to come up with a better verse, and none of y'all could issue that challenge. Look, bro, I'm not going back and forth with your broke sorry ass. I'm done talking to you. I got nothing else to say to you. I'm not going to argue with someone who takes pipe. Like, I'm just not doing it. I'm not going back and forth with you. We all know that you take pipe. It's on record. It's on record that you take pipe. We all know how Erica beat you up and took it. So I'm not going back and forth with a dude who got beat up by his girlfriend and then she took it from him and he didn't get pegged. That was the real deal. He had a whole hot link in him, allegedly. Jelly Bean, salute for the 5-piece. I appreciate you. Salute, salute, salute. So yeah, we going. Yeah, I had to just start that with this BS. I want to address the BS real quick, because it's a lot of BS going on this app. A lot of y'all done played in everybody's face, and I really still got every fucking receipt in my phone that I was just about to just start dropping shit. And I was like, you know what? That's a distraction. This ain't the time for that. I really could I could show people how they've been violated their own moderators and shit. I could like show y'all some shit, like show you some shit. Blowfish. So one of you is well, it's a couple of them, but one in particular, somebody you real cool with. I could show this motherfucker exactly what you think about them. You might just want to stop. You know what I'm saying? I could show this motherfucker exactly somebody right there, you're one of your moderators. I could really just show, look, bro, stop playing with me, dog. It's more too. It's so much more that but it's not worth it. None of these motherfuckers is worth my time. They all broke and they losers. I'm not going back and forth. I'm just going to drop the content. You react to it. I'm what you talk about. Whenever you go live, I have to be one of the subjects in your live. My name, look, this is what I love. Everybody needs to say my name in one of the, like you have to mention, you can't do a live without mentioning Ratchet. You have to, or I'm going to be pissed off. If you don't mention my name, I'm going to be pissed off like, damn, I'm not doing something right. Everybody's supposed to be talking about me. So, talk about me or I'm going to be pissed off. All right. So we're done with the BS. We got nothing else to give these people. I'm not going back and forth with these losers. I'm not going back and forth with these lames. They're broke, they're lonely, and they're miserable. Broke, lonely, miserable. I'm neither of the three. So let's get. Should we keep addressing the BS or should we get to the content now? Did we get the roast session off? Are we done? Or do y'all want to continue to address these people, or should we move forward with the content and not even look these people direction no more? What y'all want to do, Ratchet Gang? Because look, these people not worth the mention for me. So we got to get back to the Mo3 case. Yeah, it's the king on this motherfucker. If you don't mention me, something is wrong. So let's get back to the content. Y'all ready? Is everybody ready to get to this content? We still got $25 on screen with 500 likes, with 1,300 people in here. Y'all tripping on my likes, bro. All right, it's all good. Don't worry about it. So let's get to Jerry Johnson. Let's get to Jerry Johnson. Keywan, you're a part of this too. See, now it makes perfect sense why Keywan knew it was over once Jerry Johnson got indicted. I went back and looked at when Keywan did that interview. Keywan did, remember the interview I showed y'all last time, the one that Keywan was like, it's over for me. If they just give me a 60 piece right now, I'm going to take the 60 piece. I know my life is over. I just need to accept the consequences. And Lawton was like, what you mean it's over? He's like, it's just over, fam. I'm not fighting this no more. I can't fight it no more. It is what it is. I know it's over. It's over. I ain't got nothing else to fight for. Remember that? Okay, so now it makes perfect sense why he said that. Because he did that interview as soon as Jerry Johnson got indicted. And then that's when he came back and started threatening Jerry Johnson. Remember? He did the interview first. He was shocked and he was worried. And he knew that he was going to get found guilty for Mo3's unalive. And because Jerry Johnson got indicted. Why would you panic when Jerry Johnson gets indicted? Now, fast forward, he does another interview and he threatens Jerry Johnson to say, I can't believe he snitched. So the whole time he starts saying Jerry Johnson snitched. Then he figures out, oh, no, wait. I figured out it wasn't Jerry. Okay, I take everything I said back. Never mind, y'all. It was Jose Bodega. He's a lying fat motherfucker. And then he starts saying he's innocent. Now he's innocent. Then once he thinks, now he knows in his mind, it ain't Jerry who has all the secrets to this. It's Jose who knew about it. Because Jose was there in that meeting where Yella Beezy, Jerry Johnson, and Keywan White was in there, and they figured out Jerry and Keywan would take the hit. Allegedly. Allegedly, Jerry Johnson and Keywan took this hit. So we might have this all wrong because some shit just don't add up. Jerry Johnson ain't been to court one time on this Mo3 case. Jerry Johnson has never been formally charged with this. Yeah, we see it on paper. There has been no press conference. There ain't been no mention in the news. Ain't nobody said nothing about Jerry Johnson. He's not even a part of none of this shit. Why he ain't going to trial right now? Who went to jail first, Jerry or Yella? I think it was Yella, then Jerry. Jerry was the last one, but is this shit going on and they moved the trial till August? Why didn't they bring in Jerry Johnson, who's also allegedly charged for the unaliving? You got to think about this. I'm finna blow y'all mind. Salute April for the $20. I appreciate you. Salute, and salute Sherelle Monique for the $10. I appreciate you. Salute. So why has Jerry Johnson not been formally charged, and why is Jerry Johnson not going to trial with Yella Beezy? Can anybody answer that in the crowd for me? Why is Jerry not going to trial with Keywan, Yella Beezy, and Devin Brown? You never see. I told y'all nobody ever brought none of the shit I'm finna say up. I've never heard this nowhere. What I'm finna drop to y'all tonight. What I'm gonna drop to y'all tonight is gonna blow y'all minds. Just stay here for it. You gotta just stick around for this shit. It said the informant always goes to court last. It said Jerry was already in prison, but Yella got indicted first. Then Jerry. Yeah, Jerry was the last person. Jerry's still locked up. They said he has snitched and made a deal. They said he's a rat probably. They said he is the person the state references in the facts. They said interesting. They said he turned state's evidence. They said, Cuzzo, I got my wife watching you now. Salute to you and your wife. They said he's snitching. He's the one snitching on Yella. Well, look, I've been thinking about this all day. I was driving in my truck earlier, and I was just sitting there just thinking about this. Like, bro, why are they hiding Jerry Johnson and Devin Brown? They're hiding those two. Devin Brown is in loose sterrett, but Devin Brown, why he ain't been going to none of these damn court dates? Why is Yella Beezy and Keywan the only people that look like they're really aiming towards getting? You ain't really seen too much come out about Devin. You ain't seen shit come out about Jerry. They've mentioned Jerry in absolutely nothing other than just threw the paperwork in there and just prayed nobody seen it. And when everybody seen it, they didn't say a damn word about it. They literally act like Jerry Johnson never got indicted. They haven't said a damn peep about Jerry Lynn Johnson. Matter of fact, he was supposed to go up and get sentenced in February. They pushed his sentencing date back again. They continue to keep pushing his sentencing date back, which means to me, you working on something, Jerry. Something is going on that you're working on. And you've been working on this for years. Jerry, have you been sent to take down Yella Beezy? Because I've only come up with one conclusion. While I was driving, I was like, bro, this is the only conclusion I can come up with. There's two theories. Either they're pump faking with Jerry Johnson, or Jerry Johnson was on the freeway and he's one of the shooters. Why they're not telling us that beats the F out of me. Did Mo3 possibly run into Jerry Johnson? Is it possible that Mo3 ran right into Jerry Johnson because Keywan chased him into him? And Keywan and Jerry Lynn Johnson and Devin Brown were all on that freeway, along with Trap Boy Freddy and company. All the Trap Boy Freddy people there to possibly run a diversion. And then you got Yella people stepping. That's why Trap Boy Freddy doesn't get indicted, because they know Trap Boy Freddy was a part of the play, but Yella Beezy pulled the strings. Yella Beezy actually put the play into motion and just told Trap Boy Freddy and them just be out there just in case shit go left. Y'all just be out there, especially to you go live and act, you know what I'm saying, make everybody look your direction when we know you ain't involved. So that was the play. But Trap Boy Freddy had other things in his mind. Trap Boy Freddy was indirectly telling everybody it was Yella Beezy, and Trap Boy Freddy allegedly been working the whole time on Yella Beezy. That's how the feds already knew about the hit in the first place, because they're watching Jerry and Trap is allegedly cooperating. Allegedly. I don't know what I'm talking about. Allegedly. Allegedly. They said the state keeps alluding to the person in attendance at the meeting. Yeah, there was a meeting that took place. Did Trap snitch on Jerry? Let me tell y'all something. There was a meeting that took place. Sweet Pea knows about this meeting. Jackie, some shit crossed my mind about you today. Now that I see all your Crip connections, Go Yayo, Crip, everybody Cripped out over there, you with the Crips, your baby daddy, We found out not Nizzle, he a Crip, he your baby daddy. Now it's starting to make sense, your affiliation in this. You ain't innocent. There's nothing I could do about the fact that you're gonna get away with whatever. Sweet Pea knows about the meeting because Sweet Pea was allegedly there. Allegedly, Sweet Pea was at this meeting. Rainwater knows that Sweet Pea was at this meeting. Rainwater knows about the meeting. Said, let's see you Crip walk right quick. First of all, I'm not getting up and dancing for nobody. And I damn sure ain't finna get up and sea walk for you. Somebody let me see you sea walk real quick. What the hell I look like? You finna just tell me to get up and dance and I'm gonna, yes sir, master, let me dance, sir. No. Fuck. It said Trap will never be the king of nothing, especially not Dallas. Yeah, I don't know what the hell these people on, man. What the hell y'all talking about, bro? Do I look like a... Double tap the screen and get the likes up, y'all. Look, no distractions tonight, man. I'm about to cook. No distractions. So we got $65 on the screen. We $35 away from a honey bun. We 35 away, y'all. We got 1,400 people in here, almost 1,500, and still ain't got 600 likes. Man, double tap the screen for me, man. Double tap that screen. That's all you gotta do is hit the screen twice, man, to like the video. Please and thank you. They said they trolling in the chat. They know what to do. And Taz, you can go ahead and get you a membership. You be rocking out every night. You and Chocolate Cinderella. I need to see some memberships come up. Y'all get y'all a membership, man. Or somebody gift some memberships. Let's go. People be in the chat every night. Y'all need to get some memberships, man. Let's go. All right. It's a full moon, remember? It's a full moon, so you gotta just keep that in mind. Yeah, they trying to distract me, so focus. Just focus. It's all good. Because I'm making perfect sense. Once I start making perfect sense, this is what happens. People start trolling and they don't want the information to get out there. It's okay though. We're gonna get this information out there. We're not worried about it. Nobody ever brings up Jerry Johnson, and there's a reason for that. Because Jerry Johnson is possibly one of the shooters. That's the only theory that I could really come up with for Jerry Johnson. For Jerry Lynn Johnson. So I want to talk about this real quick. Man. All right. So let's bring up this real quick. I want to chop it up about oops. There we go. I want to chop it up about this Mo3 case real quick. So, oh, damn it. That's what I was supposed to do. Finish reading. I was supposed to finish reading this. Hold on. Okay, let me go back. Because one of my sources hit me up and said, okay, I forgot I had some information I found. I've just been really busy and hadn't had the chance to summarize it. I was looking into Devin Brown old charges that were still open. In 2019, Devin was already under police surveillance. Duncanville Narcotics Unit was getting multiple complaints over a period of time about drug sales occurring at an apartment. Police did multiple surveillance on the location during the investigation. They were able to get information to obtain a search warrant for the location. On that day, they observed multiple men arriving in a white 2019 Camaro. Who had a white 2019 Camaro? And entering the residence with Devin. The task force searched the place and they found drugs, prescription meds, weapons, cash, and other illegal items. They recovered Devin's driver's license, the title to a car he owns, a black 2014 Dodge Challenger, and a silver 2005 BMW. Wasn't there a black Challenger on the freeway that day? ? They also found his license for a gun range in Duncanville and a stolen weapon. They also identified the other men by their identification cards, and they had addresses showing they lived in Chicago, Illinois. And they said they were childhood friends of Devin. The license plate on the white Camaro that one of the guys was driving came back as a registered owner to an LLC, which turned out to be Enterprise Car Rental. The guy said he worked at the DFW airport for Enterprise. Didn't somebody else work at the airport at Enterprise on YouTube? Okay. And they rented the car. That's where my brain clicked. I looked into a person, and he worked at Enterprise during those years as a manager, and then transferred or changed jobs out of state. I looked more into it and searched crime reports during that time. In 2021, there is a big bust in a car rental. There was a big bust in car rentals that were being transported from Dallas to Chicago. Car rentals were being found during other crimes out there. Coincidence? Probably not. My guess is the friend that was working at the car rental place got out of there before getting caught. I think they were getting car rentals from the airport to commit these crimes, and that is why they used the Mo3. Hold on. That's why they I guess they meant that's why they were used on the highway the day Mo3 was unalive, and they never really been recovered. It also could be a factor in knowing when Mo3 plane landed, because when you rent a car, you have access to see what airline you coming in from and picking up a vehicle. I thought about it on my recent trip. They could have easily seen when he landed that day. It's a lot of information and names in this charge document. I'll send it over to you. I just haven't had time to really go through it all, but I'll send you what I have. All right. Matter of fact, let's go over here. Let's get over here real quick. Let's go over here. Man. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. Let's go here. All right. So boom. Man. All right. So, do y'all want to go over this Devin Brown shit? Drop the gems if y'all want to go over this in the chat. This is some new shit to drop. So, I want to get into this Devin Brown shit, or we could get straight back to Jerry Johnson. What y'all want to do? Y'all want to do Devin Brown or Jerry Johnson? I'm just all over the place, but we gonna cover everything. Just stick around. We gonna cover it all. Do y'all want to just go to Jerry Johnson, or do y'all want to go into Devin Brown and what he got going on? Let me know in the chat. Let me know. Devin? You want to go over the Devin shit? I said Jerry Johnson. I said Devin. Let me see what they're talking about. Devin. So come on with it. Jerry, then Devin. Okay, we could do Jerry. We can get to Devin at the end. Just know I got that in the tuck for Devin. Just know I got some shit on Devin that we gonna expose later on. But this is the person in the Devin Brown shit. That's the dude from the Devin Brown shit. So we're gonna get over the DFW airport fraud ring in 2021. Yeah, we gonna uncover some shit about that, about them crimes they was out there committing. But we gonna get to we gonna stick to where we was at with Jerry, because I want to prove something to y'all. This is the only way I could really, because I forget shit. So the only way I could do it was to just go through here and put together a timeline in my head, but while talking to my AI, I'm putting together this shit and I'm sending it shit and I'm talking to it and I'm telling it exactly, we need this and we got to figure out. I'm telling them what we need to figure out, and this is what I came up with. So, like I said, when you use this tool, you got to use it with your mind. I can't let this thing think for me, because you don't know me. You know what I'm saying? You got to get to know me and let me get you into my brain by talking to you. You know what I'm saying? So you got to know how to use this shit. So I want to put together something for y'all. If y'all ready, drop the gems. If you're not ready, drop the eyeballs. If y'all ready for me to go ahead and start dropping these gems, drop the gems. If y'all are ready for me to start dropping these gems, please drop the gems. Kiki, thank you for the gifted membership. Salute. Thank you for the 2 gifted memberships. I appreciate you, Kiki. Salute. All right, so 2 people got memberships. I'm not sure who got them. Let's see. Who is that? Jazzy got one, and Big L got one. Salute. All right. Make sure y'all show love in the chat, man. We still 35 away from a honey bun, but we still need to get to 700 likes, man. We almost there. 50 people double tap that screen. All right. So the case at a glance. Who is charged with what? Publicly reported. Keywan Dontrell White, accused shooter charged in Dallas County, also had a separate federal felon in possession case that got 105 months, nearly 9 years. Devin Maurice Brown, charged in Dallas County earlier, federal gun drug case, publicly described as an affiliate of White. Reporting has said his exact role in the killing has been less clear publicly, but he's charged. So exactly, they're telling, this is how I tell you they got Keywan cooked. Salute to Sherelle for gifting that membership. I appreciate you. Salute. Let me tell y'all this. They really haven't exactly said what Devin Brown did. They've said exactly what Keywan did from the moment he landed where Mo3 was at until the time Mo3 was on the ground. They told you everything Keywan had going on and exactly the role Keywan played. The role with Devin Brown is really foggy. They've told you exactly the role Yella Beezy's played. Yella Beezy and Keywan are the two people they want. They've already went and told us exactly what Keywan did, and they told you Yella Beezy paid him to do that. They've made it very clear. Yella Beezy paid for this. Jerry Johnson gets foggy. They haven't even came out and said a fucking peep about Jerry Johnson, let alone tell us his role. So why is Devin Brown and Jerry Johnson being protected? Stay woke. There's some shit they not really telling you. Marquise Conway, Yella Beezy, charged with capital unaliving while remuneration. Unaliving for hire allegation. Prosecutors allege he paid for the unaliving. Okay. Let's see. Full timeline from the homicide through where things stand heading into trial. November 11, 2020, the homicide on I-35 RL Thornton Freeway. Mo3 is unalived in broad daylight on I-35 in Dallas. Reports describe a masked gunman approaching Mo3, exiting, running, and being shot. A bystander is also reported wounded in coverage. And also that no one is charged with shooting a bystander. Keep that in mind. Nobody's charged with shooting Randall Graham. There's not one charge that has come down for shooting Randall Graham. Why? I don't know. November 19th, 2020, Devin Brown taken into custody, federal arrest reference in official release. Federal authorities later state Brown was arrested November 19th, 2020, Oak Cliff, in connection with federal drug and gun charges. Right? Okay, so let's keep it going. December 9th/10th, 2020. Keywan White. Then once they got Devin, then they come for Keywan. Now they got Keywan White. He's arrested. Feds announced gun drug case against White and Brown. U.S. Attorney's Office press release. White was arrested December 9th, 2020, Oak Cliff, and indicted federally for felon in possession of a firearm. Brown indicted federally for felon in possession plus drug conspiracy. Remember, he also had some shit going on with them drugs. Media coverage at the time also links White as the suspect in the Mo3 unaliving. February 24, 2021, state unaliving indictment Keywan White. Dallas Morning News timeline reporting White is indicted on an unaliving charge in Mo3's unaliving in Dallas County. So you see right there, Dallas Morning News reported that. Why Dallas Morning News didn't go say Jerry Johnson got, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Was it right there? All right. Then it says, I just went there. All right, so let's go here. April 21st through 24th, 2021. State unaliving indictment, Devin Brown. Brown is indicted on an unaliving for a higher charge. Brown is indicted on Brown is indicted on an murder charge, just unaliving. Dallas County connected to Mo3's death. 2021, 2022 federal case developments become part of the background. DOJ letter details White's federal firearm case stemming from an August 2020 arrest and confirms he pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 105 months on November 8, 2022. Reporting and DOJ releases around the period repeatedly describe White and Brown as affiliates and note their federal indictments. So they were trapping together. Those cars that were pulling up to his crib, Devin Brown and Keywan White were trapping together. These dudes know what the fuck, they know each other, man. Trust me and believe me, Devin Brown and Keywan White definitely know each other. And they're going to prove it in court. I don't give a damn what Keywan says. They're going to prove these two know each other. Keywan keeps on trying to say, that phone wasn't mine, Keywan. I don't give a damn if the phone was I don't give a damn if the phone was Homer Simpson's. You had the damn phone, and they know they didn't. They know exactly who had. You think these cops are dumb enough not to understand who that phone belonged to? You think they ain't called the person who named that phone was in and said who had this phone right then and there, and they was like Keywan White, and they probably gonna be up there testifying on your goofy ass too. Keywan, you think the cops are that stupid to know that you used that same phone number for your bail bondsman, but it wasn't mine. They can't prove that, Keywan. They don't need to, and you keep saying, oh, but, and then this is how dumb he is. Keywan said, this is how stupid he is. He gets up there and says, they said I was in the vicinity. So they never said I was on the murder scene. They never said I was actually on, they said I was in the vicinity of the crime. Keywan, you just told us you was driving in that car around the area. Thank you for confirming it, because whoever was driving in that car, whether they was with you or whether you was in there by yourself with that phone, Keywan, they also got you just sitting outside the motherfucking house all night and not moving. And as soon as Mo3's phone starts pinging in different spots, so does your phone. Matter of fact, Keywan, your phone and Mo3's phone are pinging at the exact same spot. Yours right behind his because he's in front of you. Up until Mo3 dies, y'all phones pinged in the same towers. And as soon as Mo3 stopped moving, guess who else has stopped moving? Yours, Keywan White. And guess what? When yours started moving again, guess what? Mo3 was dead. So they already know you did what you did, Goofy. Everybody in the whole police force know you're going down for this. So it don't matter who phone it was. They know that you was out there the night before, and they know you was up there all the way until Mo3 died. So we ain't got to keep talking about who phone. I don't care who phone it is. You keep asking him dumbass questions. Why don't y'all talk about the car? What happened to the car? Don't fuck the phone. The phone is easy, light work. Who gives a fuck about the phone? They know the phone was in his possession. They've been knowing it was in his possession, and they gonna continue to know it was in his possession. And when the text messages from that phone come out, everybody who asking him about the phone gonna look stupid as hell, because I keep telling you, the phone is stupid to talk about. The phone is gonna trap him into. He's already backed himself into the corner. That phone is the icing on the cake. Everybody knows Keywan had that phone. Salute to Sherelle for gifting that membership. I appreciate you. Salute. Sweet Pea got a membership. Salute. All right. March 18th through 20th, 2025, Yella Beezy indicted and arrested. Major turning point. Dallas County grand jury indictment. Yella Beezy Marquise Conway is indicted for capital unaliving while remuneration. Unaliving for higher allegation. He is arrested March 20, 2025, reported by multiple outlets. See how I keep showing y'all how it's confirmed by everybody? Everything gets confirmed by multiple people, not just on YouTube. So late March through April 2025, bond reduced, strict conditions, early bond modification flights. Yella Beezy's bond is reduced from $2 million to $750,000, and he's released under strict conditions, home confinement, GPS monitoring. All right. Let's see. All right, we'll go down here. Judge denies an early request to modify bonds so he can attend Child's football games April 2025. July through August 2025 trial date set initially for February 2nd, 2026. Multiple outlets report the court setting February 2nd, 2026. Trial date for Conway, Yella Beezy, and related scheduling for co-defendants was being aligned. November 2025. Bond condition modified to allow studio time tight rules. Court allows Yella Beezy limited ability to leave home 1 day a week for a limited window to record under court notice and restrictions. All right. Let's go over here. Was this it? Yeah, that's the one I just put up. All right. January 15th through 16th, 2026. Pretrial crunch. February 2nd, date in trouble court hearings. Fox 4 reports the case is bogged down by the volume of evidence discovery, and the February 2nd, 2026 start is getting pushed. January 23rd, 2026, big scheduling update, trial postponed to August 24th, 2026, reported. Dallas Morning News, notice how I'm showing y'all all of the people who confirmed this, right? Everybody who's really paying attention to the case. The media is really paying attention to the Mo3 case, but they don't mention Jerry. Keep that in mind. January 23rd, 2026, big scheduling update, trial postponed to August 24th, 2026, reported. Dallas Morning News reports Yella Beezy's trial is postponed until August 24th, 2026. After defense requests more time to review discovery and investigate witnesses. Judge Chika Anyim granted the motion. Same report says Keywan White's trial is also scheduled from February 2nd to August 24th, 2026. All right. Now it says, what was that? All right. And it says, for Devin Brown reporting notes, his attorney cited 1,311 items of digital media evidence and sought a delay as well. It said, as of that reporting, it said requests had not been granted in online records. What's leading up to trial? Right now, the practical reality. Based on most credible recent reporting, the runway into the trial is mainly about massive discovery review, defense filings, cited huge volumes of digital media, and ongoing discovery production, which is a common driver of continuances in murder cases, right? All right, so we about to get to the meat and potatoes here in just a minute. We about to get to the meat and potatoes in just a minute. Pretrial motions. Typical in a case like this, expected litigation over. Suppression issues, phones, warrants, searches. It says admissibility of videos, social posts, lyrics, communications, expert testimony, ballistics, cell site location data, protective orders, witness issues, severance versus joint trial strategy. If the court tries cases separately or coordinated, some of this is implied by the coverage of outstanding motions and the continuance request. The exact motion list isn't fully public in free reporting. All right, so let's continue. Punishment exposure while strategy matters. Capital unaliving while remuneration can carry life without parole or death under Texas law. Media repeatedly frames those stakes in this case. Again, Fox 4 News. The Fox 4 has been on this shit. Bond compliance and restrictions for Conway Yella Beezy. Home confinement, GPS, limited exceptions, recording window, and strict no contact rules. Fox 4. Fox 4 has been reporting all this shit. So I want y'all to pay attention to what I'm showing y'all, because Fox 4 is literally reporting everything in this case. About Jerry Johnson in the Mo3 case. I look specifically for credible confirmation. Major local outlets, AP, DOJ, press releases. I did not find reliable reporting that a Jerry Johnson is formally charged in the Mo3 homicide case. The claims I found were primarily social posts, threads, IG, Facebook, without court documents attached in a verifiable way. So I sent in the verifiable shit that I found that was pertaining to Jerry Johnson. So it says, it appears to be a grand jury referral indictment page that reads, the state of Texas versus Jerry Lynn Johnson, charge capital unaliving while remuneration. Statute, Texas Penal Code 19.03A3, allegation that he caused the death of Melvin Noble, Mo3, by shooting him with a firearm. It specifically says for remuneration and the promise of remuneration from Marquise Conway. If authentic, that language would mean Johnson is being accused of being the actual shooter. The state is alleging he was paid or promised payment, and that payment allegedly came from Marquise Conway, Yella Beezy. So I want y'all to pay attention right there. This is where we get into the meat and potatoes. Salute to Reaper. I appreciate that 20-piece. Salute. I appreciate that. Where we at? We at $85. We 15 away from a honey bun, y'all. Let's go ahead and get that last 15 on the board. Let's go. All right, so I'm going to slow down right now. Now I'm going to slow down, and I'm going to see if y'all are keeping up with if y'all picking up what I'm putting down. Now are y'all starting to understand what I'm telling y'all? And if you can't see the screen, hit the 3 dots at your top right-hand corner and just remove the live chat. And then you could do the same thing to bring the live chat back. It's a 3 dots at the top right-hand corner of your screen. Press the 3 dots at the top, and then you could just remove the live chat, and you could read the screen with me, and the live chat will disappear. So mods, make sure like every 5 to 10 minutes, y'all tell people that if you can't see the screen, hit the 3 dots at the top right-hand corner of your screen, and hit the 3 dots at the top right-hand corner of your screen, and then remove the live chat. All right. 3 dots at the top right-hand corner. Okay. It's right up there. All right. Let's go. So, okay. So back to this. So Jerry Lynn Johnson, I want to slow down. Let's read this again. It appears to be a grand jury referral indictment page that reads, the state of Texas versus Jerry Lynn Johnson. Charge, capital unaliving with remuneration. Statute, whatever. Allegation that he caused the death of Melvin Noble, Mo3, by shooting him with a firearm. It specifically says for remuneration and the promise of remuneration from Marquise Conway. If authentic, that language will mean Johnson is being accused of being the actual shooter. The state is alleging he was paid or promised payment, and that payment allegedly came from Marquise Conway, a.k.a. Yella Beezy. So are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? I want to see the chat move, man. Come on. What's going on, chat? I'm trying to understand if y'all getting where I'm going so I can continue. All right. Man. All right, man. Let me see if... Okay, let's try to make sure my volume is still good. All right, so y'all just, I can smell what you're cooking. Okay, so that means Yella Beezy was supposed to pay Jerry. Possibly, because Jerry charges, if this is, and they keep saying if authentic because nobody can confirm this except for, you could just look on Dallas County and it's there. But it's like, if it's on Dallas County website, why is there no credible source that is confirming this? And I do want to ask it that question right there. Let me go ask it this question. If I can see Jerry's charges on Dallas County, why is there no confirmation? All right, let's go. Let me ask it this real quick. That has a lot of big cases, and there's a few realistic reasons why you could see Jerry Lynn Johnson's charge on the Dallas County system, but no media has reported it yet. It says media often lags behind court filings. Court filings appear immediately in the system, like in Dallas County District Clerk, but reporters usually wait for one of these before a publishing story: a press release from the DA, a court appearance or arrest, confirmation from investigators, a public statement from attorneys. So even if the indictment was filed March 25th, 2025, it may not have been picked up yet because no new hearing or arrest has triggered coverage. Newsrooms sometimes miss filings until major court events happen. The case could be structurally linked to another defendant. Sometimes prosecutors file separate indictments tied to the same conspiracy case. Example, structure: defendant A, shooter; defendant B, accomplice; defendant C, employer. Each gets their own case number, but the cases are still connected. Media might focus on the highest profile defendant like Marquise Conway and not notice the additional indictment right away. The defendant may not be arrested yet. Another common reason: if the person has not been arrested yet, reporters sometimes hold off on coverage. An indictment can exist before an arrest. That means a warrant exists, the charges exist, but the person hasn't been picked up yet. News often breaks when the arrest happens, not when the indictment is filed. Sealed or low visibility filing: sometimes the indictment is filed publicly, but supporting affidavits remain sealed. Without a probable cause affidavit, reporters don't have enough narrative to write a story, so they wait. Media focuses on a big name. High-profile cases often get reported like this. Focus on the celebrity defendant. Ignore the smaller co-defendants until trial. And it says this happens frequently in conspiracy cases. The charge could be a superseding or related filing. Another possibility, the prosecution may have filed multiple theories of the case. Example, one indictment naming one alleged shooter, another indictment naming another participant. This is sometimes done to preserve legal options while evidence develops. The key point, if you can see the charge in the Dallas County system, that means the case number is real. The grand jury is returned the indictment. The charge is officially filed with the court. That's stronger than rumors or social media, but it doesn't guarantee media coverage yet. How you confirm is 100%. If you want, lock it down before. Let's see. Okay. Nah, we good. Okay, so it means exactly what I think it means. Like something else is going on in this case. Why has Jerry Johnson not been arrested yet? Why have they not arrested Jerry Johnson yet? He has not been arrested in this case. He's just been charged. They just put an indictment on him and said he did do it. And they're saying he's a shooter, though. They're saying he participated. If you look at his paperwork, it says Jerry Johnson is one of the shooters. It clearly says it in Jerry Johnson's shit that Dallas County presented about Jerry. Now it says, as of the most widely reported mainstream coverage, the shooter publicly identified has been Keywan White, not Jerry Johnson. That creates three possibilities. This is a brand new sealed or just filed indictment, not yet widely reported. This is whatever unreleased indictment. This image is altered, unofficial, social media generated. Right now, there has not been major media confirmation of Jerry Lynn Johnson being formally charged in the Mo3 case the way that White, Brown, and Conway have been publicly confirmed. And that's my point. Nobody will touch this. Nobody. Let's analyze the document itself visually. Things I noticed. It says January term, Vasilis. It says January term AD 2025, indictment number, format F2500178. It references Criminal District Court number 4. It uses proper Texas capital unaliving statute language. The formatting looks similar to Dallas County indictment style, but social media has circulated fake indictments before in high-profile cases without pulling the Dallas County District Clerk directly. This cannot be confirmed, which I did confirm it. And let's see. If this were real, here's what it means strategically. If Johnson is indicted as the shooter, that shifts the prosecution structure. It will mean Keywan White's role changes or is redefined. It would strongly support a murder for hire conspiracy theory involving Conway. It could indicate a cooperation flip somewhere in the case. So somebody cooperated somewhere, and I'm pretty sure it's Jerry Johnson. I'm pretty sure Jerry cooperated. It says that would be massive, but again, that level of development would normally hit Dallas Morning News, FWAA, Fox 4, AP, court docket update, and it hasn't in verified reporting yet. It hasn't been verified yet by anybody. Nobody will bring up Jerry Johnson. Nobody. Okay, so let's get back over here. Bottom line, the image alleges a new capital unaliving defendant named as shooter, allegedly hired by Marquise Conway, but as of confirmed reporting, the named shooter has been Keywan White. Yellow Beezy has been charged with capital unaliving while remuneration. Devin Brown has been charged. There is not confirmed public reporting of Jerry Lynn Johnson being charged in Mo3's case. That's crazy, right? That is crazy, right? I've now looked closely at the second image. The document states defendant Jerry Johnson charged with it says allegation did intentionally and knowingly cause the death of Melvin Noble by shooting deceased with a firearm for remuneration and the promise of remuneration from Marquise Conway. That's what Jerry Johnson's paperwork says. Pay attention to this, y'all. Jerry Johnson's paperwork says he did intentionally and knowingly cause the death of Melvin Noble by shooting deceased with a firearm for remuneration and the promise of remuneration from Marquise Conway. Why does Jerry Johnson's paperwork say that, y'all, and he hasn't been arrested yet? Why does Jerry Johnson's paperwork say that he has been charged, or he is alleged to have caused the death of Melvin Noble by shooting Melvin Noble with a firearm? Why does Jerry Johnson paperwork say that? Let's keep it a buck, y'all. We got $84, $85 on the screen. We still 15 away. Double tap the screen if you ain't gonna support the channel. Just at least double tap the screen, man. We got 700 likes. Let's get it to 1,000. Somebody tell me. Why does Jerry Johnson's paperwork say that? Say he cooperated. Remember they offered Keywan that deal, and he was one of the shooters. They offered Keywan a deal of a lifetime. Nobody really knows where Jerry Johnson is, to be honest. Nobody knows where Jerry is. Nobody's heard from Jerry. Nobody don't know where the fuck Jerry Johnson is, man, allegedly. So it said JJ is working with the police. Could be. It said he cooperated with the police. That's what it's looking like. It looks like there was some level of cooperation at some point in this case by somebody, and it's looking like it was Jerry. All right, so let's continue. Excuse me. All right. Is this the same one? Yeah, I just showed this. All right, cool. All right, it says the language mirrors Texas Capitol unaliving boilerplate. The structure and wording is exactly how Dallas County drafts unaliving for higher indictments. That part looks authentic. The allegation directly names Marquise Conway, and it explicitly says for remuneration and the promise of remuneration from Marquise Conway. That's not vague. That's direct. The indictment number format, and it gives the indictment number right there. Let's see. I just showed that one. And it says that format is consistent with Dallas felony numbering and for 2025 filings. The file stamped March 25th, 2025, 10/16. That is consistent with Dallas district clerk style. Now the problem, there has been no widely reported public confirmation of a Jerry Lynn Johnson indictment in the Mo3 unaliving case by major outlets. That doesn't automatically mean it's fake. Doesn't mean it's fake, y'all. It could mean it was newly filed and hasn't hit media yet. It was sealed and then partially leaked. It's an associated case number tied into the same conspiracy. Or it could be a modified document, a retyped overlay using real case format, a document from another case edited with name swap. But we know that's not the case. Here's the part that makes this high stakes. If this is legitimate, then the state is now alleging Jerry Johnson was the shooter. That changes Keywan White's alleged role. It suggests either a superseding indictment, a cooperating witness shift, or a restructuring of conspiracy case. That would be a massive development. So if that's the case, y'all, is Jerry Johnson the real shooter, but Keywan just goes down for it because he didn't snitch? And that's why Keywan is making those songs, dissing Jerry Johnson, talking to Trap and being real subliminal. And that's why that would be the real reason he panicked when Jerry got indicted, because he knew the only person that could pin him on there is Devin and Jerry. I don't think he ever felt like Devin was cooperating, but once Jerry got indicted, his whole attitude changed. He knew life was over. He knew it. He said, man, that's it. Because he know Devin wasn't out there shooting with him, so Devin couldn't tell him, hey, man, Keywan was shooting. Devin seen Keywan hop out, and Devin dipped, allegedly, or whatever. Devin never got out of his car. Devin just snitched, possibly, and told about the money. But I don't know who told. I think all of these motherfuckers start talking at some point. One point or another, I feel like everybody gave up somebody. That's just my opinion. I think everybody gave up somebody. But definitely, this means Jerry Johnson shot Mo3. And Keywan is just holding it down because he knows that he was shooting, but he didn't kill him. I think Keywan knows, look, I was out there shooting, but I didn't do the fatal blows. That was Jerry. But he ain't snitching. They said Jerry Lynn has pled guilty in GRC RICO. Yes, but he has not been sentenced yet. They pushed his sentencing back. So let's keep that a buck. All right. Let's see. Let's go over here. Section 1, the day of the homicide. November 11th, 2020, Melvin Noble is driving on I-35 in Dallas, Texas. A masked individual exits the vehicle. Mo3 exits his vehicle and runs on the freeway. He is shot multiple times. He later dies from his injuries. A bystander is also reported wounded. This becomes one of the most high-profile daylight freeway homicides in Dallas history. Section 2, initial arrest, November 19, 2020, Devin Maurice Brown Jr. Devin Brown is taken into custody. Federal authorities later confirm he faces gun and drug charges. At this stage, unaliving charges are not yet publicly finalized for Devin Brown. Pay attention to that. They still ain't finalized Devin Brown's charges yet. Why? Because he probably cooperated. All right, so let's see. Let's go over here. December 9th, 2020, Keywan Dontrell White. Keywan White is arrested. He is publicly identified in media reporting as a suspected gunman. Federal charges including felon in possession of a firearm. Later, he is indicted in Dallas County for murder. At this point, the public narrative is Keywan White equals alleged shooter. Devin Brown equals associated defendant. So Devin Brown is the associate. He's not the shooter, and he's not someone who took out somebody. So let's get to this one. Section 3, state unaliving indictments, February 24, 2021. Keywan White indicted. Dallas County grand jury indicts Keywan for murder in the death of Mo3. April 2021, Devin Brown was indicted for the murder of Mo3. At this point, 2 defendants are charged at the state level. All right. Section 4, federal developments, 2022, Keywan White, federal sentence. White pleads guilty to federal firearm charges. He receives approximately 105 months, almost 9 years. This is separate from the state unaliving case. The murder case is still pending for Keywan White. All right. Section 5, major shift murder for hire allegation. March 2025, Marquise Conway, Yellow Beezy, a Dallas County grand jury indicts Marquise Conway, charge capital unaliving while remuneration. Texas Penal Code. Allegation: he caused the death of Mo3 by employing another person for remuneration. This changes the case from gunman homicide to alleged murder for hire conspiracy. So it changed it from that to a whole conspiracy. Did I get this one? Yeah, I got that one. All right. Bond is set at $2 million, later reduced. He is released under strict monitoring conditions. Section 6, discovery, delays, and trial movements, 2025, early 2026. Defense attorneys cited large volumes of digital evidence. Trial dates are set. Trial dates are pushed back. Reports indicate the case is moved to August 24, 2026. Reason include massive digital discovery, pre-trial motions. It says coordination between defendants. And what is this one right here? Section 7, new development, Jerry Lynn Johnson indictment, alleged document. Now we move to what you showed. The document displayed states Jerry Lynn Johnson, date of birth 7/8/1992, charge capital unaliving while remuneration, and it gives the statute and indictment, and it was filed March 25th, 2025. And it alleges that Jerry Lynn Johnson intentionally and knowingly caused the death of Melvin Noble by shooting him with the firearm, and that he did so for remuneration and promise of remuneration from Marquise Conway. So he got his front end and he did not get his back end from Yellow Beezy as well. So pay attention to the verbiage in this. Salute to Patricia Snell for that $20. I appreciate you. Salute, salute, salute. So it means Jerry Johnson and Keywan White both got their front end from Yellow Beezy but never got the back end. That's why they call him back end Beezy. Because he still owe everybody their back end. So if authentic, that would mean Jerry is being alleged as the shooter. The state is alleging payment from Conway. This would restructure the case. However, as of widely confirmed reporting, the originally identified alleged shooter was Keywan White. So there are 3 possibilities. This is a superseding indictment replacing White as the alleged shooter. This is an additional co-conspirator indictment. This document is unverified and must be confirmed through official Dallas County records. Until verified through Dallas County District Clerk, Odyssey case search, or official press release, it remains an alleged filing. But I already told y'all, we already proved it was real. Section 9, where things stand heading into trial 2026. Trial currently pushed to August 2026. Extensive digital evidence involved multiple defendants, potential cooperating witnesses, possible but not publicly confirmed. High public interest, heavy media scrutiny. All right. So first, understand what an indictment actually means. An indictment means a grand jury found probable cause that a crime was committed and that the named person committed it. It does not mean the person is guilty. The evidence has been tested in court. The state has proven anything beyond a reasonable doubt. Now let's break this ish down. Scenario 1. Keywan White is the shooter. Original public narrative. Early media reporting identified Keywan White as the suspected gunman, arrested shortly after the homicide, indicted for unaliving, also charged federally with firearm offenses. If prosecutors stick with that structure, the case looks like this. Keywan White equals alleged triggerman. Devin Brown equals alleged accomplice, driver, associate. Devin Brown was a driver of somebody. Who was Devin Brown driving? Marquise Conway equals alleged person who paid for the murder. So who was Devin Brown driving? That fits a classic capital unaliving while remuneration structure under Texas Penal Code. In that structure, the state must prove someone intentionally caused the death. That person did so for remuneration. The payment came from the alleged employer. So if White is the shooter, Johnson would not be the triggerman. Johnson's indictment would either be fake, superseding, or part of a different conspiracy theory. This is where it gets very, very interesting. Scenario number 2, Jerry Lynn Johnson as the shooter if the indictment is real. The document you show specifically says Johnson intentionally and knowingly caused the death of Melvin Noble, shooting him with a firearm for remuneration from Marquise Conway. If that indictment is authentic and active, then prosecutors are alleging Jerry Johnson equals alleged triggerman, Marquise Conway equals alleged employer, possible others equal facilitators. Now here's the critical legal concept. Man. Texas allows the state to pursue alternate theories, superseding indictments, co-conspirator liability, and law of parties liability, which means even if multiple people were involved, the state can charge more than one person as the principal or restructure who they believe actually fired the shots. So they know that Jerry Johnson was on that freeway firing shots. The state knows Jerry Johnson fired shots at Mo3. That's what it's looking like based on the paperwork and the verbiage. How could both be charged as shooters? Here is where Texas law matters. Under the law of parties, a person can be criminally responsible if they directly committed the offense or aided, encouraged, or assisted, or conspired and the murder occurred in furtherance of that conspiracy. Interesting. So prosecutors could argue option A, Johnson pulled the trigger, White assisted. Option B, White pulled the trigger, Johnson assisted. Option number 3, one was the shooter, the other was a backup/second gunman and an active participant. Option D, the state initially believed White was the shooter, but later evidence shifted that belief. This is where the case gets interesting. I told you nobody ever did this, what I'm doing for y'all today. Nobody ever put this into perspective for y'all like this. So now we know Jerry Johnson is one of the shooters based on the state. Who just sent me a cash app? Salute to Nancy. Salute to Nancy. Okay, I got you. Salute. Salute to you for the $10. I appreciate you. Salute. Did anybody else send me a salute to Larry for the $10 and salute to Lucky for the $25. I appreciate all y'all. Salute to Lucky and salute to Larry. I appreciate, and Nancy. Salute to y'all. All right. Let me get back to this. They said, Option C is my pick. One was the shooter, the other was a backup second gunman, active participant. I think, yeah, I'm going to go with option C. What do y'all go? A, B, C, or D, y'all? What are y'all thinking? I'm going to say this again. Option A is Johnson pulled the trigger, Jerry, and Keywan assisted. Option B, Keywan pulled the trigger, Jerry assisted. Option C, one was the shooter, the other was a backup, second gunman, or active participant. Or option D, the state initially believed White was the shooter, but later evidence shifted that belief, and now they think Jerry is the shooter. A, B, C, or D? What y'all think? A, B, C, or D? What are we thinking, chat? Y'all let me know in the comment section, man. What y'all thinking, man? I see everybody saying C. I see everybody is saying C. That's a C or D. I see D's coming in. I see some D's coming in. C, and D. Excuse me. It seems that Keywan intent was to run 3 towards Jerry. Yep. And that's exactly what I believe he did, because D can happen from ballistics. Yep. They said, let's see, we got $105 on the screen. I ain't mad at that at all. Salute to the chat. Salute to the chat. Salute to the chat. All right. So now we get to here where it's looking like option C might be on the table, y'all. One of these guys was the shooter, Keywan or Jerry, and Keywan or Jerry was also. So whoever shot, the other one was the backup second gunman and an active participant on that freeway. And the state is telling us Jerry Johnson was on that freeway and Jerry Johnson did fire shots at Mo3. That's what the state is saying based on his indictment. I'm only going off what the indictment says. But also it could be a superseding indictment. We don't know. But based on the way they are wording it, they're saying Jerry was on the freeway. Let's continue. Why would the state shift shooters? There are only a few reasons that happens. New forensic evidence, ballistic reports, cell phone data, surveillance, DNA. Or number 2, a cooperating witness. Someone flipped, someone gave testimony. So they might not be focusing on Jerry because he probably flipped on Keywan. But you can't blame Jose Bodega for this. Jose was never charged in this. Notice that. Jose has never been charged in this unaliving case. So they keep blaming Jose Bodega. And yeah, he probably did give some information. But one of y'all co-defendants is snitching. One of y'all. It ain't just Jose. It ain't Jose Bodega. He's not your snitch. The snitch is Jerry or Devin, but it's looking like Jerry. The snitch looks like Jerry. Okay, so there's only a few reasons that happens. 1, new forensic evidence like ballistics, cell phone data, surveillance, or DNA. Number 2, a cooperating witness. Someone flipped, someone gave testimony. Or option number 3, digital evidence recovery, messages, payment trail, or location pings. This is where it gets juicy. What does that mean for Keywan? 3 possibilities. White remains charged under law of parties. White's role becomes secondary. A superseding indictment may have modified his charges. Until official court records confirm the docket structure, we cannot say which. What you can safely say. You could say there are 2 possible structural scenarios in this case. Either the state believes Keywan White was the shooter and Jerry is being charged under a party of or conspiracy theory, or the state has shifted its alleged triggerman to Jerry Johnson under Texas law. More than one person can be charged in a capital murder for hire structure depending on participation. Let's see. The big takeaway, you cannot have 2 different people independently firing the same fatal shots, but you can have multiple shooters, a primary shooter and an accomplice, or shifting the theory based on evolving evidence. Until trial, it's all allegation. And let's see. Part 1, Texas Law of Parties explained clear. Under Texas Penal Code 702, a person can be criminally responsible for an offense if they directly committed the offense, or B, they aided, encouraged, or directed or attempted to assist another person in committing it. Let's see. Or, oops. Let's see. Okay, I'm back here. Or C, they conspired to commit a felony and another felony was committed in furtherance of that conspiracy. In simple language, you don't have to pull the trigger to be legally treated like you did. If prosecutors prove you planned it, you helped set it up, you drove the car, you provided the weapon, you lured the victim, you financed it, you could be charged the same as the shooter. So, another theory, if Jerry wasn't on that freeway and he didn't fire the shots, either Jerry planned it out, Jerry helped set it up with Keywan, Jerry drove the car, Jerry provided the weapon to Keywan, Jerry lured the victim, or Jerry financed it. But they're not saying he financed it, and I don't believe he lured Mo3. I don't think he provided Keywan the weapon. He probably did drive a car out there. I think he possibly did help set it up and plan it. So they probably could prove any of these, and they can also prove that Jerry Johnson shot. But still, he's not charged with anything. So let's get over here to this. Texas Penal Code 1903. Capital unaliving while remuneration means a person commits capital unaliving if they intentionally cause the death of an individual for remuneration payment or employ another to commit the unaliving for remuneration. That creates two sides. The trigger man, the alleged employer. They both can face capital unaliving. Ladies and gentlemen, here is where this case gets complicated. Under Texas law, you don't have to be the one who fired the gun to face capital unaliving. The law of parties says if you assisted, encouraged, or participated in the plan, you are just as responsible as the shooter. Now, in this case, we've seen indictments naming Keywan White. We've seen indictments naming Marquise Conway under a unaliving for hire theory. And now we have a document alleging Jerry Johnson intentionally shot Melvin Noble for payment. So how can more than one person be charged as the shooter? This is where it gets deep. There are three legal possibilities. Number one, the state believes one man pulled the trigger and the other assisted under the law of parties. Number two, the state initially believed one theory and later evidence shifted the alleged triggerman. Number three, more than one person actively participated in the shooting event. Remember, an indictment is not a conviction. It is an accusation backed by probable cause. The jury will ultimately decide what actually happened. Part 3, strategic analysis. What is most likely? Let's break this down logically. Option number 1, Keywan White is the shooter. Original narrative prose. He was arrested shortly after. He was publicly identified early. Media aligned around that narrative. Cons. If a new indictment names Johnson specifically as the shooter, that's a major shift. So we gotta pay attention to what Keywan White got going on. Option number 2, Jerry Johnson is the shooter. New indictment theory. If the indictment you showed is authentic, the language is very direct. By shooting deceased with a firearm. That is not law of parties wording. That is principal actor wording. If prosecutors intended him as just an accomplice, they would typically say acted alone or as a party. The absence of that language is notable. All right, option number 3, both were present. Possible structure. One exits the vehicle and fires. Another assists. Both charge as principals. State argues joint participation. Texas allows this. Which scenario is actually is more likely? Let's see. Based on how Texas prosecutors operate in capital cases, most likely possibilities. A superseding indictment changed the alleged shooter. One defendant cooperated and testimony shifted the narrative. The state is charging multiple actors to avoid losing the triggerman at trial. Prosecutors do not usually file 2 separate capital indictments casually. That signals evidence they believe is strong. Man. All right, so let's go over here. Big reality check. You cannot have two independent people firing the same fatal shots unless there are multiple gunshots from different individuals or the state is charging in the alternative. And it says, at trial, the jury will hear ballistics, cell data, surveillance, witness testimony, financial trial for remuneration theory. That is what determines the real shooter. All right, let's go over here. Part 1, what prosecutors must prove for capital unaliving while remuneration. Under Texas Penal Code, the state must prove beyond a reasonable doubt. Element number 1, someone intentionally caused the death of Melvin Noble. That means not accidental, not reckless, not self-defense, intentional killing. Element 2, the killing was done for remuneration. Remuneration means money, payment, promise of payment, financial benefit. It does not require the money to actually be paid. Only there. Oh, so Keywan. Remember, Keywan keeps saying, I never got paid. I was never paid anything. Well, Keywan, the money don't even got to be paid. Only that there was an agreement or a promise. So even if Yella Beezy said, Keywan, I'm going to give you 40 bands. I'm going to give you 100. I'm going to give you 40 up front, whatever. Even if he said that and you did it, remuneration, because he did promise it to you. He said, I'm going to pay you. And you did what he said to do for the payment. Even if he never gave you no money, and even if you never got no bread, Keywan, you're still guilty of taking the money because you were going to accept it anyway because you did it. Dumbass. You see how stupid he is? I ain't never get paid nothing. I ain't do nothing. But you also admitted you did the shit because you said you were going down and it was over. So look, you're a goofy. You never had to take no money from Yella Beezy as long as Yella Beezy just said he was going to pay you and you did it. That means you got paid because you were going to accept the money to do it because you did it anyway. Or you would have just did it for free. But he promised you money. Yella Beezy said, I will pay you money if you take out Mo3. And you know what you did? You got your goofy looking ass up there and you unalive Mo3. And if you did or didn't get paid, it don't matter because you're still going down for getting paid for it, even if you didn't get paid for it. So that completely shoots down your theory of you not getting paid. Your goofy ass is going to jail for a long time. What kind of evidence would prove remuneration? Prosecutors would need one or more of the following, just one. Digital communications, meaning text messages, Signal, WhatsApp, chats, Instagram DMs, encrypted apps, deleted message recovery. So look, even if y'all said like, handle that. If Yella Beezy was to text you on Instagram and say, handle that, and you deleted the message and you never responded to it, all he would ever have to say is, handle that, payment after, wire coming, anything tying killing to a payment. So even if they was like, pop out, you know what I'm saying? You got the drop. You know what I'm saying? Pull up. Get them. Handle that. I got you. You're going to get your bread. Anything, all they would have to do is recover one message saying, if Yella Beezy or someone was like, hey, handle that. Right around the time that Mo3 was being stalked by you, if they got in contact with you and said anything, or if they just ever pulled up any message of them ever just telling you anything about Mo3, which I know y'all been talking about Mo3 and they're going to show it in court. But all they would have to do is just get one message, just one, telling you to do that shit, and your goofy ass is gone. You better pray to God they don't got no phone recordings. I know they do, though. Phone messages. I know they do, though. 2, they would need to have a financial trail. So they would need to have a cash withdrawal, which they do have. They would need to have a wire transfer. They do have it. Bank records. They do have it. Zelle, Cash App, and Venmo. They do have it. Large unexplained cash movement. They do have it. They would need to show money moved around the time of the homicide. They have that. So with that alone, they can charge you and you can go down for just that alone. They just would need the financial trail. They have the financial trail. Also, number 3, they would need witness testimony, which they do have. They would need a cooperating defendant. They got it. They would need a middleman. They got it. Someone who heard the agreement. They got it. Someone who delivered the money. They got it. This is often the strongest evidence in unaliving for hire cases. So look, the case is going to be solved. They got this shit. They got it. Number 4, they would need cell phone location data. Key one, this is where they're going to get you at right here. Phones traveling together. They got you and Devin traveling together. And I bet they got Jerry with y'all. Phones near the crime scene. Keywan, they got you, Goofy. Burner or phones connecting actors. I don't even know if you had a burner phone or whatever you had. It don't even matter. They got your phone traveling with Devin, and they also got your phones both near the crime scene. So that's all they need for y'all. I'm showing you all the elements they need to convict Keywan. Keywan is gone. Keywan is out of here. Number 5, they would need surveillance. Freeway cameras, they got it. Neighborhood cameras, they got it. Vehicle tracking, they got it. Part 2, how a plea deal could flip this case. This is where it gets real. In conspiracy cases, prosecutors apply pressure. Man. Let's see. It said here's how it works. If there are multiple defendants, they may offer a reduced sentence to one in exchange for testimony against another, especially against the alleged employer. Why? Because proving who fired the gun is easier than proving who paid for it. The employer is harder to convict unless someone testifies. So Yellow Beezy's going to be the hardest one to convict, but they need somebody to flip. Without somebody flipping, they can't get Yellow Beezy. I'm going to be real. Nobody snitches on him, he's going to get away with it. Who would have an incentive to flip? The person facing life without parole or death penalty exposure. That person may accept 20 to 40 years in exchange for cooperation. Jerry is going to get 20 to 40 years on top of his 20 to 40, on top of his possible 30 years for his federal charge. That's my theory. I could be wrong. He might get 20 to 40 years in exchange for his cooperation. If that happens, the state suddenly has an insider witness, direct testimony of payment, a clear narrative, and that changes everything. So let me ask it this. Let me do this real quick. So I interviewed Keywan White here recently, and he told me when he was in federal custody for doing his 9-year bid in the feds, he says that they pulled him into a room and told him that they had a murder for hire plot and that they would let him go full immunity. They would let him go home and put him in witness protection and help him take care of his family if he would just say that these 2 people, which he did not name, were the ones who paid for the Mo3 hit.
If Keywan White said that, it's a serious allegation. But remember, it's just his side of the story. Prosecutors or investigators would need corroboration, actual evidence, not just an offer. If he really had been approached for immunity, there'd be official documentation and it would be part of the record. Without evidence of that, it's one person's account. It's good to share the context with your audience, but I'd make sure to emphasize what's verified and what's just claimed. Let the facts speak loudest.
So basically, Keywan probably lying about that, because they would need to go ahead and expose that right now. Because remember, Yellow Beezy also said that he wants all of the people who were offered deals. So we're about to find out if Keywan lied about that or not, because if he was ever offered a deal, it's finna come out. I don't know if he told the truth about that, though. I think Keywan might be lying about that. That's just me. I think Keywan might be full of shit on that. Let's see. Part 3, what happens if one defendant cooperates? Let's walk through step by step. Step 1, defense attorney approaches prosecutors quietly. Step 2, proffer session. Defendant tells everything in a protected meeting. So, yeah, Keywan, you would have had to do all this. You would have had to give them information for them to offer you that deal. So you got to be telling us you snitched. That's how dumb you are. So are you telling us you snitched? Because the only way they would have offered you a deal of a lifetime like that is if you would have already put them in position to give you a deal. They not just going to come to you and say, all right, bro, we got a deal for you, Keywan. Take this deal. No, they're going to come to you and tell you, what do you know? You're going to snitch, and then they're going to offer you the deal. All right, bro, if you're going to put this on record, you got more evidence. Well, you had to have promised them something for them to, man, come on, you're lying. So you would have had to tell everything, and I don't think you did that. Step 3, if information checks out, formal cooperation agreement. So you would have had to snitch, and then they offer you the deal. Step 4, testimony at trial. Now imagine this scenario. If Johnson flips, he says, I was hired, I was promised money, here's who arranged it. That strengthens the case against the alleged employer. Now it says, if White flips, he may claim, I wasn't the shooter, I was there, but someone else fired. That restructures the shooter identity. If Brown flips, he may provide logistics details, who met who, and who paid who, which I think that he's definitely going to do. And let's see. The most important thing in capital unaliving for hire cases is the shooter is replaceable evidence-wise. The employer is the harder target. So prosecutors focus on building financial link, communication link, and insider testimony. Man. What the hell, y'all? So, did I take y'all down through there with this shit? Let me know if I took y'all down through there with this, because this is like some very, very vital information in the Mo3 case if you pay attention to it. This is some of the most in-depth information that you can get when you pay attention like that. So it's looking like Jerry Johnson was one of the shooters, and Jerry Johnson flipped. Jerry Johnson was offered the deal of a lifetime. I don't think Keywan was offered that deal. I think Jerry got a deal. I don't think he got the go home deal, but I think Jerry was offered the deal. You give us the shooter, you give us the facts of the case, and you can get a lesser sentence, and we'll work with you on your sentencing in your federal case. So you might be looking at a maximum of 20 to 40 years. If you play this right, we might give you 20 years for your role in Mo3 and give you 10 years on your role in in your federal case. You go do about 8.5 years on your Fed case, and you'll go do about another 10 to 15 on Mo3. So you can still come home in about 18 to 20 years. You still got the chance to come home in about 18 to 20 years, Jerry. And I think he'll take that deal. Definitely drop some ish tonight. A lot to think about and take in. Yeah, you gotta listen to this information and take it all in for what it's worth. Because if you pay attention to everything I gave you tonight, it's gonna make perfect fucking sense. Some of y'all might have to play the live twice, maybe 3 times to understand exactly where I'm going with this. But if you pay attention, this is strategically done by Dallas County and the co-defendants. They're about to hang Keywan, and they're gunning for Yella Beezy. They don't care about Jerry at this point because they haven't even arrested Jerry yet. It's clear as day they don't care about Jerry. Yella and Keywan are the 2 they want. They're not focused on Devin, and they're not focused on Jerry. They want Yella Beezy to be the person that paid for it, and they want Keywan White to be the trigger man. They don't care what role Jerry or Devin played, to be honest. Devin is going to get the biggest slap on the wrist out of everybody. Keywan is going to get the harsher sentence along with Yella Beezy if they're able to convict Yella Beezy. It's going to be kind of hard, but they're going to need someone to cooperate on Yella, or they ain't going to be able to get him. It's expensive. They're going to have to get somebody to flip on him. So it makes sense. Been wondering who he ran into. Yeah, he ran into Jerry Johnson, allegedly. It's looking like he ran right into Jerry Johnson. But Jerry Johnson is going to get away with it because Jerry Johnson cooperated. Let's keep it a buck. Jerry will get away with it because Jerry cooperated. It's just what it is. He cooperated. Justice for Mo3. Drop the gorillas for Mo3. Drop the gorillas for Mo3. Said Trap gonna flip on Yella, but Trap ain't gonna go down for the Mo3 unalive. And Trap ain't on trial. He's just going up there because they got him being a witness. But Trap ain't gonna get in no trouble for this Mo3 ish. I've been telling y'all that. I've been trying to tell y'all that. Let's keep it a buck. Drop them gorillas for Mo3. If you want to see justice for Mo3, drop them gorillas for Mo3, y'all. I think I gave y'all a bunch to think about tonight. I ain't gonna lie. I think I gave y'all a whole bunch to think about tonight. So, what y'all think? Man. Let me see. I do got to get to this too. I do want to get to this too. Let me go back over here. Oops. Let me go back over here. All right. So let's go over here. How many pages is this? 15 fucking pages. Let me see what's all in this shit. What is all in this? This is Devin Brown shit. This is Devin Brown shit. All right. State of Texas versus 3,000 $217 in United States currency and 1 firearm. Comes now Nathan Roach, an officer of the Duncanville Police Department in the name of the state of Texas, files an original notice of seizure, forfeiture $3,217, $3,217 in United States currency and 1 firearm, and in support of such relief would show the following. The suit is brought in accordance to Chapter 59 Texas Code. It's filed in discovery case is seeking monetary relief of $100,000 or less on non-monetary relief and is governed by the expedited actions process. Plaintiff, complainant of Devin Brown, date of birth 12/17/1992, who may be served with the process at apartment 1411 Duncanville. Ain't that where Jossie stayed? Ain't that where Jossie stayed at? I believe that's where Jossie stayed. Oops. I believe that's where Jossie stayed. It said plaintiff asserts that the seizure of the aforementioned contraband occurred on the first day of July 2019 in Dallas County. Plaintiff alleges that the seizure of the aforementioned contraband was made pursuant to a search warrant and pursuant to a lawful search. Plaintiff alleges that the currency was contraband in that it was used and intended to be used in the commission of a felony under Chapter 481 of Texas Health and Safety Code and was the proceeds gained from the felony of unlawful delivery of a controlled substance and money laundering. Plaintiff alleges that the said firearm was contraband and that it was used and intended to be used in the commission of a felony under Chapter 481 in the Texas Health Safety Code. So if they saying all of this, if they are saying all of this in the paperwork, why was Trap Boy Freddy not arrested? Why we ain't got this type of shit on Trap Boy Freddy? He was just charged with the same shit. Plaintiff alleges that on July 19th, the contraband became subject to forfeiture in the officers executed a search warrant at 800 Link Drive in Duncanville, Dallas County, Texas. While executing the search warrant at the Duncanville tactical team encountered claimant Devin Brown. Affiant conducted a walkthrough of the residence prior to the detailed search and noticed an odor consistent with marijuana throughout the residence and observed a large quantity of U.S. currency in plain view of the bedroom. Officers recovered cellular phones, multiple bags containing synthetic cannabinoids, approximately 2,757 grams, marijuana, approximately 175.1 grams of multicolored tablets, positive for presence of methamphetamine, approximately 28.3 grams of pills, approximately 1.2 grams of hash, approximately 4.3 grams, and it says firearms, one stolen from federal firearms license, Sunnyvale, Texas, and $3,217 in U.S. currency. Officers and detectives also executed a search warrant at 800 Link Drive, Garage Number 1, Duncanville, Texas. They recovered a wallet containing a Texas identification card and loose marijuana. Plaintiff, acting in compliance with Article 5904B, attaches the sworn statement of the seizing officer as Exhibit A. Plaintiff would state that the currency is more described as a Schedule A of the seizing in the sworn statement. Plaintiff would state that the firearms are particularly described in Section B of the seizing and sworn statement. And it says, consider plaintiff praised that the petition can be, they're just basically saying what they're going to do. All right, and then we get into this. I came to this day, Nathan Roach, a person known as, to me, upon it swears as follows. My name is Nathan Roach. I am over the age of 18. I have personal knowledge of the facts asserted below and competent to testify to all the facts. I further swear that the facts are true and correct. Affiant Nathan Roach is employed police officer by Duncanville Police Department and is assigned to the Criminal Investigations Division Department. In April 2019, Duncanville Narcotics Unit received complaints from residents of 800 Link Drive. The complaints were regarding apparent narcotics activity at 800 Link Drive, apartment 1411, to be distributing marijuana from the apartment. It was explained that the resident of the apartment 1411 frequently observed carrying various sized bags and boxes into the apartment 1411 and contained marijuana and or a distinct odor of marijuana. A strong odor of marijuana could be observed coming from the apartment 1411 on a frequent basis. In addition to multiple individuals who were observed coming in from the apartment 1411 all hours of the day and night. Individuals were observed frequently visiting apartment 1411 and would leave after a brief stay. It was explained that the male resident would also meet with vehicles in the parking lot adjacent to the building 14 and would also walk or drive to the Chevron gas station located across the street of the apartment complex and briefly meet with individuals. So somebody was watching this nigga. It was advised that the black male of the residence of apartment 1411 drives a black Dodge Challenger and a silver BMW sport utility vehicle. It was also believed that the black male with long dreadlocks, who also resides in the apartment complex, is involved in the activity. It was explained that the male with the long dreadlocks drives a Cadillac CTS, and it was reported that the individuals residing in the apartment 1411 installed security cameras. During the investigation, 800 Link apartment staff were contacted and determined that the individual listed on the lease for 800 Link Drive, apartment 1411, was Brandy Price, with the date of birth of 6/17/1995. Sergeant Roach conducted a computer research using the information listed for the tenant and located Texas driver's license, and they give the number, and it was issued to a Brandy Latondra Price, black female, born 6/17/1995, with an address of 3585 Jackson Avenue, Tyler, Texas. A lease for enclosed garage number 1. It was included with the lease between 4/4/2019 and 6/28/2019. Sergeant Roach conducted multiple surveillance operations of the residence located at 800 Link Drive, apartment 1411, Duncanville, Texas. Sergeant Roach identified Devin Maurice Brown, black male, born on 12/17/1992, with Texas driver's license number blank, and an individual who was in care, custody, or control the residence. Devin Maurice Brown Jr. and vehicles associated with him were observed on a frequent basis throughout various times of the day and night. During this time period, Sergeant Roach observed individuals visiting the apartment and leaving after a brief stay. Devin Maurice Brown Jr. was also seen visiting the apartment and leaving after a brief stay. Devin Maurice Brown Jr. was observed briefly meeting with individuals in the apartment complex parking lot at a nearby business with whom he would conduct apparent hand-to-hand transactions with. Devin Maurice Brown Jr. was also observed walking with 2 young children from garage 1 into apartment 1411 with a bag containing marijuana. So 2 kids. So these Jossie kids? Him and Jossie kids? I'm guessing, yeah. So an unfolded stack of U.S. currency that was apparently 2 inches in thickness. The activity observed in this investigation was consistent with the narcotics trafficking from 800 Link Drive, apartment 1411 in Duncanville, Texas, by Devin Maurice Brown Jr. So was this him in Jossie's house? Somebody tell me in the chat, was this Devin Brown in Jossie's house? Because this is her kids out there with drug deals. So now we know Jossie kids was around drug deals. Allegedly. So now we know Jossie and her kids, ain't this their house? She wasn't living here with him? Man, I'm telling you, they was fucking around at this point. I'm telling you, they used to fuck around, and she was over here in these apartments. I'm gonna have to go back and find it. This shit rings a bell. I'm gonna have to ask somebody, because this shit rings another. They said it was another girl. No, I'm not talking about Brandy. So Brandy kids, these are Brandy's kids? I don't know. We finna find out. We finna get to the bottom of this. On 6/29/2019, at approximately 4:35 p.m., Sergeant Roach obtained a search warrant for the residence located at 800 Link Drive, apartment 1411, City of Duncanville, Texas. They said the search warrant was issued by Judge Rizzo, the City of Duncanville Municipal Court record. They said the search warrant authorized the entry of the residence for items including a drug-controlled substance, immediate prosecutor, chemical prosecutor, and it says controlled substance property, including the paraphernalia, prepared manufacturing violation of laws. They just telling you what was all in there in the search warrant and this shit. Prior to the execution of the search warrant on 7/1/2019, detectives conducted surveillance of the location at approximately 2:58 p.m. Detectives observed 3 males arriving in a white 2019 Chevy Camaro, bearing the Texas license plate number blank. The vehicle was later determined to be registered to Ian Holdings, LLC. A male later positively identified DeMarco Dwayne Macklin, black male born on 1/19/1993, the Texas driver's license number blank, exited the driver's seat. A male later positively identified as Jeffrey Tashawn Macklin, black male born on 12/15/1991, with Texas identification card number blank, exited from the front passenger seat. Devin Maurice Brown Jr. exited the back seat. The 3 individuals looked around the parking lot, at which point Devin Maurice Brown Jr. reached back into the back of the vehicle and retrieved what appeared to be a bag. DeMarco Dwayne Macklin and Devin Maurice Brown Jr. proceeded to enter apartment 1411. Jeffrey Tashawn Macklin then walked south through the complex to the Chevron gas station located at 406 West Camp Wisdom Road. On 7/1/2019 at approximately 3:01 p.m., Duncanville Tactical Team, Duncanville police officers, and detectives executed a search warrant at 800 Link Drive, apartment 1411, Duncanville, Texas. The resident was secured by dynamic tactical entry. While executing the search warrant, the Duncanville tactical team encountered DeMarco Dwayne Macklin in the living room, and Devin Maurice Brown Jr. was in the bathroom. Officers detained Jeffrey Tashawn Macklin as he began walking north towards the 800 Link Drive apartment complex from the Chevron gas station. Jeffrey Tashawn Macklin was observed in possession of a black LG cellular device. After the residence was secured, Detective Hunt recited the Miranda warning to Devin Maurice Brown Jr., to which he advised he understood. Detective Hunt contacted Devin Maurice Brown Jr. and informed him of the search warrant that was being executed at the location. Devin Maurice Brown Jr. initially explained that he was homeless and that he had stayed at the residence and he had been staying at a residence in Lancaster. Devin Maurice Brown Jr. explained that he did not reside at the apartment, that it belonged to a friend. Devin Maurice Brown Jr. also advised he did not have any vehicles at this location. Sergeant Roach contacted DeMarco Dwayne Macklin. Sergeant Roach recited the Miranda warning to DeMarco Dwayne Macklin, to which he advised he understood. During the interview, DeMarco Dwayne Macklin advised the red Apple iPhone inside the apartment was his. He also explained that he worked for Enterprise Rental Car Company located at the DFW airport. DeMarco Dwayne Macklin explained that he rented the white 2019 Chevy Camaro parked east of the Building 14 from Enterprise. DeMarco Dwayne Macklin provided consent to a search of the 2019 Chevy Camaro. Sergeant Roach conducted a search of the vehicle and no items seized from the vehicle. DeMarco Dwayne Macklin explained that he was from Chicago, Illinois, and resided in Arlington, Texas. When asked specific questions regarding apartment 1411, its residents, and the contents, DeMarco Dwayne Macklin was hesitant to answer and provided vague responses. Sergeant Roach later conducted computer research at a local criminal and located criminal history for DeMarco Dwayne Macklin, which showed arrest history for marijuana-related offenses of Illinois. Officer Engel contacted Jeffrey Tashawn Macklin. Officer Engel explained to Jeffrey Tashawn Macklin that he was not under arrest and read him his Miranda and he advised that he understood. Jeffrey Tashawn Macklin explained that DeMarco Dwayne Macklin was his brother and Devin Maurice Brown Jr. was their childhood friend. Jeffrey Tashawn Macklin explained that the apartment belonged to Devin Maurice Brown Jr., who lived there for a couple of months. When asked what Devin Maurice Brown Jr. does, Jeffrey Tashawn Macklin responded, "I'm sure y'all know. I'm sure y'all know." When asked how often he comes to the apartment, Jeffrey Tashawn Macklin began to explain that he and his brother are off on Mondays and they will come over to the apartment to hang out with Devin Maurice Brown Jr., play video games, and smoke a little pot. Jeffrey Tashawn Macklin explained that he was from Chicago, Illinois, and was involved in an incident where he was shot. Sergeant Roach later conducted computer research and located criminal history for Jeffrey Tashawn Macklin, which showed arrest history for marijuana-related offenses out of Illinois. Detective Moon photographed the residence prior to and during the detailed search of the residence. Prior to the detailed search of the residence, Sergeant Roach conducted a walkthrough. Sergeant Roach observed an odor consistent with marijuana throughout the residence, as well as large quantities of United States currency in plain view in the bedroom. The residence was one bedroom apartment. A living room was located on the south side of the apartment. North of the living room was a kitchen. A bedroom was located in the northwest corner of the apartment, and a bathroom located in the northeast corner. The living room was searched. A couch was located along the south wall. A coffee table was positioned in the front of the couch. A red Apple iPhone was located on a rug underneath the coffee table, and the table was positioned in the northeast corner of the living room, adjacent to the kitchen. A black wallet was observed on the table. The wallet contained license plate number for DeMarco Dwayne Macklin, black male, and address of then they said the wallet also contained cards of the employer identification card for DeMarco Macklin. The kitchen was searched. A refrigerator was located in the northeast corner of the kitchen. Countertop extended west from the refrigerator along the north wall. The northern countertop consisted of the kitchen sink with lower cabinets and drawers. There were 4 lower drawers positioned at the east sink. The top drawer contained miscellaneous paperwork, mailings, displayed Devin Maurice Brown Jr.'s name and information, a Texas certified title for the BMW. Damn, they snitched on Devin. People snitched on him. Well, they found all Devin Brown shit. The pantry was located in the southeast kitchen. A large gray sealed plastic bag container. And this is just all the shit they found. They started finding all of the drugs and all of the shit in Devin Maurice Brown Jr.'s possession. And this is just a whole indictment of Devin Brown and his boys getting caught up with all this shit. And those names ring a few bells. I'm going to have to look up them names because them names are ringing a few bells for me. And that address is doing something for me. So Devin, yeah, your boy snitched on you, dog. Yeah, Devin, your boy snitched on you, fam. Man. So we got a bunch of shit, man. We had a bunch of shit to talk about. Tonight. It was good. Salute, you late. So yeah, what y'all think about that, man? They said they tried to ride that shit. They tried to hide that shit. They couldn't hide nothing, man. Look, but it's crazy they got some of the similar charges as Trap Boy Freddy. But Trap Boy Freddy, the only nigga who don't get arrested for shit like that. And they got caught with way less drugs. And they got caught with thousands of grams. But Trap Boy Freddy got caught with way more than that. And he didn't get arrested. Crazy work, right? Crazy work. If you thought last episode was crazy, this shit just got crazy. Man. I said, you dropped some gems, King. Salute. Yeah, I'm going to leave y'all with that. It's already time for me to get my dogs up, man. I'm finna get ready to get the hell up off here, man. I do appreciate everybody for pulling up to the show. Y'all already know it's all love. Your boy Big Ratchet, man. Ratchet Gang, I'll be back tomorrow. And I'll see y'all on the next one. It's your boy Big Ratchet. That's Ratchet Gang. And this is RatchetTV.
You know I ain't never telling no lies. When I'm on the beat, you know the song about to cry. These days I'm vegan, just looking for a side. Cause back then they didn't really wanna give me time. Back then these girls took me for a joke. Never gave a shot cause I was riding around broke. Back then I could only leave them with a quote, knowing these days I could pay off a note. Now she know I'm poppin', got her wetter than a boat. I don't know her name, but I got it in her throat. Got her on top, cause she knowin' I'm the GOAT. Kinda hard to stop when you always on go. I only hit it once, now she clingy and attached. That's why when she with you, she always acting like a brat. I only gave her half, now she don't know how to act. Blowing up my phone, told her I'ma call her back. And she want me to hit it from the back. Know I'm on the way with that thing on my lap. Your man come home, I'ma knock him off the map. Better be cool, cause I'm down to catch a hat.
Now they tryna pull up, say they knew me from before. I was steady grinding, Trump beating down the road. Back then they ain't want me, now they love the way I glow. Back then they ain't want me, I was riding solo slows. Now they tryna pull up, I was riding solo slows. Now they tryna pull up, say they knew me from before. Now they tryna pull up, say they knew me from before. That's the